All right, I'm going to start the meeting. Is 7:01
Where is Carrie still there?
and
I'm here.
1901.
so Carrie's here. So Tracy, Carrie, Kip and Hunter.
No alternates.
No alternates.
Somebody.
Lenny Burkett. I assume. There he is.
Thank you.
Howdy.
Howdy. Hey, Phil. Good, come back.
Okay. More than a quorum. So tonight we're gonna kind of continue to go through our draft budget. Elena and Kristen are here to talk about their departments. I just put Elena first because you were the first to respond.
Look, I just really wanted to make sure I confirm.
Yeah.
I don't think it-
Or not.
Huh?
Do you have printouts of this?
Fair.
Oh,
So let me, here. We have printouts. We had them last week.
I never got them.
Now, how do I stop? All right. Stop budget. So here is, go to the library budget.
So can we come up,
You can come up.
my chair of the board?
Yes. State your name for the record, please.
All right.
So in looking at the budget from last year, budget to this year, there's a couple line items that have increased. You see that okay? Want to make it a little bit bigger?
ELANA, right?
Yes.
So I don't think we can really talk about the salary or the wages. Telephone's about the same. Library supplies went up a little bit. That just because of costs or,
That's one of the reasons is cost, which everyone knows, and other reasons could be that we have expanded, enhanced what we're doing. And in supplies, and I gave my description of what we buy out of the supplies line item to the Board of Selectmen. We purchased not just library supplies, not just processing supplies, but also office supplies, also arts and crafts. And this has expanded really because not only have we enhanced our what we offer and advanced and offer more things in terms of that would involve arts and crafts, the Storytime Arts and Crafts that has always existed. But we also participate in the town-wide events, and this is great. And so some of it is that I do have this right here. Let's see. So, and also when we talk about supplies line item, we would buy summer reading supplies. So let's see, for example, reading cards, reading logs, and usually the state library participates in a program federally that provides incentives, guidelines that help us have the better summer reading. So, yeah, so that is the reason, and definitely, as it was mentioned, general price increase.
okay. Library dues are just a collection of yearly dues that you have to pay for various different resources.
Yes, for example, like dues. Biblimation, there's a annual fee, but they do have certain things that they additionally charge for, such it's not too bad, you know, the dues line item covers that. Software for computers, antivirus, those additional things come out of dues, and that has been over the years. Also, we pay state interlibrary loan program participation. What it is, it's beyond Biblimation. Biblimation covers 70+ libraries in the state, which is very easy for us to do interlibrary loans. But besides that, there's a statewide program which is called Requested, and the participation fee goes into dues for that. That opens all libraries in the state for us. if we need to do that, because bibliomation is pretty extensive. And let's see some Connecticut Library Consortium, Connecticut Library Association membership, Northwest Arts Council, and occasionally Bibliotech, which usually is included, but for example, we had new computers installed. We had the funds in the capital this year, and let's see, Bibliotech was really discounted for that and it was not included. There was a price for that and it was provided. And we submitted that, but that's Bibliotech. But again, about computers, that would not be talking about the dues line item. But for example, let's see Chromebooks. That's also different expense, but if,
So is that I'm sorry, is the Chromebooks part of the?
no, that's, I just thought of that. For example, if my computer broke and he's around in the area, he can come at an inexpensive rate right there and fix it, for example. So this Chromebooks and all the other things that I've just mentioned probably would not be out of dues.
Okay,
So, yeah, so that's dues.
okay. And then I see that the books and magazines went up a little bit. I think that was.
I think it was
last
the same.
year.
Last year, yeah. We did not request any additional.
Spend it.
Yeah,
Not yet, so we'll be spending it and, the way it goes, it's definitely very appreciated that we have it. Because as the stats show that I have here with me, that not only definitely physical material circulation and the digital material circulation, everything went up because there's interest, the community wants it, and definitely people want to go the new books because they see, oh, hey, I saw that show. Do you have that book? Of course, there is demand for that. And us being a small library and giving new books, new materials, physical materials for 6 months only to Morris residents, which is so cool. You can still be like, let's see, out of Salisbury and come to us and borrow it, but we cannot send it interlibrary loan. Via interlibrary loan. So it's really great for our patrons to come and realize that a certain new material is available.
Where does the money come from to pay for, like, I see you have a bunch of people in for different things, whether it's arrow reading or just whatever discussions with known people. Is that something that the community pays for?
Cultural and educational events and author visits. Usually, so we do, the board of directors does the annual appeal. This is how they would raise money for extras like programming that we do. Hotspots.
But we don't see that here.
No, it's not here. This is provided to the treasurer's office by our treasurer. And it's
Fundraising.
Through your fundraising.
Yes.
And it's been that way for 7 years and you guys have been doing it. But
yes,
now,
that definitely, and Keith asked the question about fundraising.
Yeah.
So this is one of the efforts, this current year that the board of directors did their annual appeal. We did, so we obtained the Thomaston Savings Bank Foundation grant in the amount of $1832.99. So why it was mostly to upgrade some of our technology that we use, again, additional, and this is really appreciated that we had it. So tablet, digital frame, and we have a new color printer. That was the additional things funded by this Thomaston Savings Bank Foundation grant. We applied and received Early Childhood Alliance mini grant in December. That is via Northwest Connecticut Community Foundation. And that was to help us purchase, and they definitely had, they specified what it should be for. And it was it was during December time, we chose it to be to purchase materials for various December holidays for the library, so that patrons have information available about all the various cultural holidays in December, books and Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, more books than I had before, so we purchased that. And that grant also helped us purchase craft supplies from multiple happenings that we held as a department, plus collaboration, townwide holiday celebration. So that helped out a lot. So that's what we did for fundraising. And the most important thing that that is really ongoing is the so-called literary program, Celebrate with a Book. What it is that this is the additional books that we would get using the library funds, and patrons can donate those books to the library, thus making them part of the collection. Let's see, they come to the library, they see books on display, they're not part of the collection yet, and they say, oh, I want to donate that book. And what we do, we would put a plate inside the book donated by this and this person, and there could be an occasion we can mention, and then this book remains part of the collection. And it's an ongoing program. It's really more of a community engagement program. But it is really working well. And thank you, Maureen, and also Mr. Fenn that made that suggestion. And it's going, you can see the books that are displayed right now in the glass cabinet. They're all available for donation.
Excellent.
This leads me back to anytime we see someone doing grants for the
Right.
town,
It's not.
who knows
part of the
how much work you
process,
put
but-
into your grants? It's crazy that we don't have like a publication or just a way to get it out to say, library just got $1,832 in grants. I mean, you work for it. And I talked about the same thing last year. I'm like, all these people coming up doing grants.
Website.
Well, they're,
So, yeah, we do try to mention social media. We do,
yeah, but though, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
even if it was like a town what's up blog, just something that gets kicked out. I mean, you were doing it. No, I'm doing meeting minutes. That's- All right, cool.
Yeah, so, we do report definitely to the treasurer, town treasurer, so it's definitely, it's great that we were able to do that, and definitely it's
Yeah.
great, it's just enhancing everything and makes it all better.
So what is this library? This line item is 1360.
Bibliomation.
Oh,
Nation.
Biblimation, which one?
Remember?
I don't,
You
sorry.
don't,
What is Biblimation?
the driving, the thing that keeps them going.
Yeah,
Biblimation expense, right?
yes.
I do actually, yeah, I haven't brought it, but I could provide that. That's the benefits that we get out of Biblimation membership. Biblimation is a consortium of libraries, over 70 libraries in the state that share resources, discounted services. And let's see, they do so much work for us. They do the original cataloging. They're always on call. We can always ask them questions. They put us into network that could be, they could get into it and remotely fix our problems. Most of the times it's free, so there are additional fees at times, but it's not all the time. Plus, we share a lot of resources, not only physical resource materials, but also digital materials such as Overdrive. For example, in our line item digital resources, there is that Overdrive expense. It's really discounted because we're getting it through Biblimation. Also, we can get all the physical materials around the state, 70+ libraries for free by clicking on requests. And patrons can do that out of the app. We have an app for that. They also, so they manage the catalog, the original cataloging. They submit the original catalog listings into the state catalog. Remember, I mentioned that our membership in that state catalog, and Biblimation does submit our records there, so we don't have to do that. They also, they do a lot of work for us, which is great. In this, this all makes it easier for us to serve the community this way. If every library assistant at the Morris Library can place a hold on any item quickly, or patrons could do it themselves at home, out of the app, out of the website. This makes it easier for everyone, so we don't have to go into advanced state catalog. Let's see, we still do that if we cannot find a certain material in Biblimation. but it makes it easier for everyone and a lot of resources are available.
Okay.
Easy.
Speaking of resources, this digital resource,
Yes,
I think we talked about that last year as well.
yes,
Streaming.
yes.
Is it- I think we talked a little bit about it last year. How many people would take advantage of it and
Yes, yes, I do have some stats that I actually can give to everyone. These are circulation statistics that I keep track of. Mostly, the format is for the state report that I have to give to the state once a year because this is in the statute. So, but this is a lot of work. And again, these stats are not only what the Bibliomation sends me some stats, some other stats of also obtained from digital platforms, or some staff members would also compile some other stats, like see ILL outside of Bibliomation. That's a separate person doing that. So this is really, thank you, Maureen. And this just half a year. We're talking July through February, which I did the February stats just yesterday because they arrived at the end of February. So if you see really what's super cool, and this is unique to, we always have good statistics, but if you look at January 2023, we have 1945 items circulated. And you can also see on the left what I mean by what kind of items. So it's digital materials and physical materials. And below 1945, there's also a number for January 22. So you can even see that. So this January was just an interesting January. And things are increasing because hopefully the pandemic is over. People.
that was a question I was gonna have is with the pandemic kind of being over, is there more people taking advantage of the library now?
Yes, let me tell you, before we did not focus on digital resources as much. And once we started focusing on the digital resources during the pandemic, then it expanded everything. Not that they went away. There's no interest for them. The opposite. If you look at the e-audio, e-books numbers, they're very popular. So this is very popular still and more popular. Plus, the physical materials also remain popular because it's just, I don't know, sometimes patrons will come and say, I want the actual book. And this is the way it is. So yes, but everything has expanded because people are willing to use all the resources, and definitely programming was mentioned. Programming attendance has increased. We also do different formats now, not just in person, but also virtual. And that sometimes is preferred if we have a virtual program and patrons would gladly attend because this is out of the comfort of your home. So.
This is cool.
Yeah. So is this a patrons participation? Is that the number of people?
Patrons, but participation. What it is, this is not just who came. It's not only in person. This is how many people came in, how many reference transactions we had, virtual attendance, program attendance. So let's see, reference over the phone. So how many people we've helped?
Okay.
So, which is different formats.
Yeah. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, I do. I'm totally confused and admittedly, I haven't had time to pay as much attention as I should. Let that right up straight. But have you ever thought about what the town gives you funding? The funding you pick up through grants, whatever, and any other source of assistance? Have you ever drawn a parallel to know how much money the town would have to give if you didn't get these?
Yeah, talking, let's see, Yes, but as I said, this is extras and they help us. We definitely appreciate having that. That would have been,
Dollars and
Yeah.
cents.
Do you know how much?
That's basic.
oh, how much money?
Your own money.
Yeah, the town,
Oh, yes, in,
$123,892.
yes, so that,
To run the library, basically.
yeah,
So,
So what do you spend in your, I think,
I think what you were asking, Phil, is how much
Your money do you
do
spend?
you-
Grant,
yes,
volunteerism,
Yeah.
collections, revenue.
yes,
and-
I can
if the
come.
town was gonna.
I'm
fund
interested
100%,
in
how much
that.
more would it be?
Yes, this fiscal year, it's the expenses out of the library account that we have had this year, for example. So what I could do, if I can put it together and email it to you, though, looking at the numbers this year, this is the technology grant, the mini grant, and the annual appeal, which I do have my spreadsheet of library account expense.
Rick, would you have, like, is that revenue? Or,
Is Rick on?
yeah, Rick's on,
Yeah, no, it's not. So they keep that money in their own fund.
right,
That's in the library fund. And right now they do have a healthy balance in that fund. So I think their appeal is really good. I guess, right, Elena? You would say. your
Yes,
appeal-
yes, it's pretty successful, yeah.
I mean, I think the checking counts as healthy as it's probably ever been, which is good news.
Yeah, so Rick has the information and that was
I think what you're asking, Phil, is how much money do you bring in that the town wouldn't, doesn't have? to pay?
yeah, that's
right.
Rick has that, that's our operating account and our grant account
Mhm.
that we have with the treasurer.
It would be nice to know.
Yes, so what we could do, definitely, I do, Rick has that, but I could just, let's see how much we have in our operating account.
No,
No,
how much did you spend?
okay,
How much do you guys spend? Not what you have for funds. but
Okay.
What do you spend out of your own budget?
gotcha,
Out of your own
yeah,
money,
I
whether
have
it's
that,
fundraising or grants or whatever, that doesn't, that the town
Gotcha.
doesn't.
so,
So is it
yes,
12,
I could,
20,
yep.
you know, an average of the year? Because I think it's pretty consistent, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
It's not operating funds, it's what
what
you
we
guys
spend out of
Yeah,
that,
what you
gotcha.
guys depend on
So,
grants, fundraising, and all these programs and stuff that we're not funding here, right, Phil?
What,
You're looking at that?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not, the town's not funding.
What-
Yeah, what we're funding and then what they're getting in addition to.
And paying
So
for,
we can see the total picture
Yes,
right,
of the cost.
the cost of the library. To run what we have now, we
That's-
pay that
I
much,
have
but
it in Diane.
adding your fund in it,
Yeah, that's,
So-
that's all right. Yeah, the definitely just send it BOF or which one?
Yeah, you can send it to me.
Okay,
Sure.
okay, thank you.
so it could just be year to date or maybe last year, whatever, I'm sure
Yeah,
you guys have. the
we definitely have
figures
all those reports
As
as,
an idea.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have anything?
Yeah. Scott, thank you.
Want to highlight anything
Wait,
else? or-
wait, I have a
Yes.
question. Woo-hoo,
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Going in,
Hold on.
hold on.
question.
There.
Carrie here on Zoom. So the increase for this year is, well, first I'll go back to last year. Didn't- I don't know if it was last year, but you came in, or maybe it was the year before, came in for an extra $2,000 for magazines, and it was during the pandemic. So the person that was your assistant stopped working, is that correct? I'm just trying to find out where these monies are going and what you have now as wages and the increase in the library, magazines and books. So that has stayed, and now we have another salaried person or two salaried people. What's that?
I'm trying to remember, that was during the pandemic. It's,
Sales position.
yeah, at that time, Gail's position. And she retired, and I thought at that time, what the board of directors requested, they requested that amount that that was not being paid to her because she resigned. to be transferred. Again, I cannot remember exactly, but this is what may have happened, and the Board of Finance probably have the records for that. And then later on, then we went forward last year and requested 12,000 for books. And that was because, of,
No, I don't.
you don't, because of the need, because of the community response, because of the need and that we definitely didn't appreciate the town giving us this versus us taking it out of the donations. So that was really appreciated, 12,000. So yeah, that was last year. And this year, we are not requesting any increases in the books and magazines.
But now it's the same, it went from 9,000 to now it's 12,000. So
Yeah.
did that stay?
So last year it was approved at
12,000.
12,000. It's staying at 12,000.
Mhm.
There's no increase in
No,
here.
no increase on that line item.
Oh, I'm seeing proposed and then
Yes.
approved was 12. I see.
Well, requested was 12 and
that's
approved was 12.
from the Board of Selectmen. So we haven't approved anything
No.
yet.
Go back
So,
1 year.
So last year.
They requested 12 and we approved 12 for last year.
Yes,
The request this year is 12. And we haven't done anything yet.
right.
so that means, so you went to the Board of Selectmen already with your budget and these numbers are what they approved.
That's what that column is, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So is it Maureen?
Maureen Fitzpatrick, I'm chairperson of the library board. You have in front of you a request to reinstate a 15-hour a week library assistant position. Currently, Elena works, her 32 hours, and we have 3 people who work 19 hours each a week. 6 years ago, there was another employee in the library who worked 15 hours a week.
Mhm.
And I was not here then, so I don't really know anything about her, but she passed away and so did the position. It just kind of disappeared. And we're requesting to get that position back. As you see, the circulation numbers, they're going up. And circulation numbers going up usually means there's more people in the library looking for things. If you look at the second page, these are some of the items, duties that the women who work there now do. And sometimes they get behind. And therefore, if they could have another person in the library for 15 hours a week, it would greatly increase the efficiency, I guess, is what I'm looking for of the staff.
I mean, what's the hourly rate for that 15-hour you're looking at?
Tom?
I don't have that.
I would assume it's similar to minimum wage. It's not much more.
And then what are the hours? Make believe I've never been in a library.
The hours are open. What are your hours open
We're open
to the public?
Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 8, Thursday, Friday, 1 to 8, and Saturday, 10 to 3. We do have a lot of prep.
So that gets you what, 32-ish hours
Of open to the public.
of open to the public, and you do stuff before and after, I assume.
Yes.
That's 2.6 with the 15, they're looking for 2.6 full-time staff. That would under 40 hours, that's what it would look like. I'm just looking at how much it is per hour, $15 an hour. Minimum wage is what, 10.10?
15.
Is it 15 now? Sweet.
Just go
In
15.
the wrong job.
15 times 15.
It's 250 a week.
225 times,
I don't know, is it 40 weeks?
it's $11,000, 11,700.
11/7.
And they don't request any, they don't need any benefits
None of the hours.
or insurance, right?
I don't, I know Mr. White there hasn't been in the library.
In a while.
Yeah.
The show.
No, not at all.
See.
But if you've ever been there in the evening, it's kind of interesting because
See the lights on.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's always burning. If you go in the evening and it's a night like this in the winter, it's kind of lonely up there. It's one woman sitting up there in that library in this building.
Yep.
And it's
At 9.
it's not. One of the reasons we're looking at this is to get two people in the library at all times, whether it's Elena and an assistant or two assistants. The other thing is if one of the assistants is out ill or perhaps wants to take a day off for vacation, there's no one to cover that person. So if I'm supposed to be in the library and Elena's supposed to be there and she's gone, then I'm there by myself. I mean, you can get through.
And you're not staff,
Pardon?
and you're not on the payroll.
No,
For example,
No.
that's.
So.
no, that's just
But
my example.
do you still have volunteers or? Or you?
Volunteers cannot do work.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but they do come in, present when we can. We do our best to read books.
Yeah, I read books.
Yeah, no, they
Mostly.
can't. I know that they can't.
But
Yeah.
mostly,
I was just asking if you popped in at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, would there be two people there because one's a volunteer or whatever, but I know they can't do the stuff that Pat used to do. And this is like a list of what Pat used to
and
do.
this is
Right.
also, having two people at a time, it's just, we do have a lot of programming, almost, almost once a week. And in that programming, one person does the program, the other
And
one is
one
at
has
the
to
desk,
be at
and
the
the
desk.
third one has to probably help out with that program, because I cannot 100% guarantee that I can help out during the program, which I do my best. It's
Right.
just brave visits.
But you're held to 32 hours.
I mean, this is salaried, and I would say, yeah,
Yes,
I.
but
do,
there was
yeah.
some,
Yeah,
there was
in
a
the contract.
change where it used to be that you being salary had flexibility, and then it somewhere along the line, if I remember correctly, you were held to 32 hours. So if you do a program, then if you hit 32 hours, you have to make 32 hours work with programming and everything else.
I'm yeah, but it's
So
in
if
the
you
contract,
do-
32 hours, which I do 30.
Well, that's what I mean. You
Yeah.
held to 32 hours.
So here's a tough question. If you need 11/7 for, where would we cut?
No, yeah, that's it.
Somebody else's budget? Just kidding.
But definitely, what we have right now is really appreciated, and it helps us
Yes.
get what we need. Plus, as you have seen, that we do fundraising, and that covers much more that is needed.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beach and Rec.
Oh.
Wait, but
We're waiting.
I had a question.
Yeah, question.
No, I
Okay.
filled it.
there.
Back over there. Hunter.
Sure.
No, I'm at.
I get it. Then,
Okay.
Got a question. Last time during the library.
I was in Banff.
Thanks, Kristen, for coming in.
Kristen, you're covering beach and rec and senior center or just beach and rec?
And see,
Beach and rec is
Senior center as well, yeah.
and senior centers too.
Just for notes, right?
Sure. Start with beach and rec and then. Senior center.
okay, a lot of increases. A couple items have gone up. Wanna Give a high level overview of beach and rec, or want us to go through the line item?
Yeah, if you have any item in particular that you're concerned about, I'd be happy to shed some light on it.
So do we have actuals up there? Or
We don't have actuals.
that's,
I mean, this we have proposed, requested and proposed last year.
but we don't have actuals for last year.
No,
No.
we do not. Yet we have it the year before, because adjusted is actuals for
I get it.
21, 22.
Right. So how many, so let's just go through the summer salary. And that's for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The folks at the gate.
Correct, yeah, Friday afternoon, Saturday AM, PM, Sunday AM, PM, and major holidays as well.
And is there a number of staff that covers, or?
At the moment, I have 3 staff and 1 per diem person.
Okay. So only one person works at a time during that.
Unless, if I expect there to be a heavy flow for whatever reason, sometimes early in the season, I might put 2 people on for a shift or 2, just to give some support and get people reacclimated to this is doing at the beach as far as, selling parking permits. Yeah, but generally speaking, it is a single person per
Right.
shift down at the beach.
I think we talked about this last year. There's no way to figure out how to, if someone comes in and wants to buy a beach pass, I have to go to the town hall still.
We did start implementing day pass availability at the gate late last summer.
Okay,
Actually, one of my gate guards suggested it. So we installed a lockbox, like a cash lockbox inside of the little shed there. And, they cannot give change. They just need to have exact change or a personal check, drop in a lockbox, and the guest can purchase just a 1-day permit. They cannot purchase a full season permit at the gate, but that was, I think, well received. People were just grateful to hand over, a $10 bill to get into the beach on the spot, as opposed to being turned away.
right.
So I think once we institute that at the beginning of the season, starting Memorial Day weekend, we're going to see a pretty marked increase in revenue, I would assume.
Is that only for town?
Is it what?
Is it only for town people, or
No, out of towners.
so anybody that comes to the beach that doesn't have?
Right. We're not there. There was a lawsuit against the town of Greenwich for trying to make their beach area, residents only, and they lost. So we're not able to make it just for Morris residents. So you can charge a higher fee for out of town residents, but it has to be within a certain percentage increase from what you charge your residents. So that's kind of the guidelines that we followed when we instituted the whole process.
So is there currently a difference, or is it just $10?
Oh, there's a difference. If you want a 10-day, if you want a 1-day permit for a Morris resident, it's $10. I haven't looked at that since last summer, so I'm hoping it's right. It's $10. An out of towner for 1 day is $20. And then a season permit for a Morris resident is $30 and an out of towner is $60.
And that's per car, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay,
You get an actual sticker,
Right.
that we ask that you place on your windshield.
I know of this sticker.
I try to make them fun.
Yeah. And then the cleaning services, that's just people, is that like you have a cleaning service that comes in and does the toilets, or?
Restrooms, yeah. They're being used by the public, so sometimes it gets a little yucky.
Yeah. And are those restrooms open all the time, or are they locked?
They're not open in, the off season,
Right,
but during the season, they're on a timer. So
okay,
they open, I think it's 9 AM and close at 8 PM.
so someone can walk over the gate and come and go in there, right?
They cannot, yeah, it would be locked, right?
Why do you have 2 porta potties there if you can, if people can use the real bathrooms?
There was one occasion when we rented a porta potty for a very large concert that we were offering the public. And we were worried that because of a large attendance, we would run out of water in the restroom, which has happened to us in the past. The, the well there can only take so much. So we brought in a couple of porta potties for this particular instance to add extra support to the restroom. They're not there all summer long.
They've been there for 2 summers now. And it was one of the things I was wondering about. They never smell, but they're there. And if you're having parties at that new little cabin, they're right there, the back, and they're right there at the entrance. And then there's is it highway department piles of dirt and stuff that they use the beach to park stuff?
I think you're talking about the construction material they're gonna use to level and grade the parking lot.
Oh,
It's massive piles of dirt and
yeah,
gravel.
yeah, and the pipes, they've been there for 2 summers now.
Yeah, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that was
It's for the drainage work we've been doing on East Shore Road, done by our town crew primarily.
Is there any way, I'm just looking at it.
The
as
drainage
someone-
work is done, so the pipes aren't there, the piles aren't there. It's all cleaned up.
They're all gone now, so they'll be gone
Okay.
for this summer?
Yeah. And the
Okay.
porta potties are gone.
It's a
Oh.
good staging area for projects on East Shore Road, which we'll probably have to utilize again if we end up replacing the culvert at the entrance to the beach.
There's actually probably a cost savings by having materials close to the work site.
Big savings in trucking.
So that, I know that,
There's plenty of parking.
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of parking.
And who cleans up the poop now?
cleans up the poop.
Yeah, who cleans the poop?
Gene.
So I know that was an issue where
Over there.
you gotta go over, we have to go to the library and you have to go to the town beach.
I just wonder what goes on over there.
So that the geese come in. I know
Oh, geese.
that's been an issue, right?
Yes, it has.
Is that,
We have not found a permanent solution to the geese problem.
okay?
Never heard of a gun.
I've tried everything legally under the sun.
Even the fake coyote, right?
I did the fake, somebody stole my fake coyote. I put balloons up there. I put like shiny things that wave in the wind. I would go there with an air horn and just blast the air horn at them. I mean, I'm having like PTSD now, and I'm talking about it because I haven't thought about it since the end of the summer, but it's my gate guards pick up the poop at the beginning of their shift.
That's pretty
There's no polite way to pronounce it, really.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because last summer, it was pretty well taken care of. Things happen and the geese show up, or someone's naughty and doesn't watch their dog or pig. But this,
Your dog's left?
Pig?
yes, there was
make
a pig, a mini pig going poo-poo.
Oh, it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it really happened, and everyone just watched it. But this last summer, there were families, they were saying, "Watch out for the poo-poo."
It's no different
Little
than Dan Murray.
children, and it's just
Part of the.
embarrassing.
Part of the
Lake
charm, Gary,
experience.
part of
Yeah.
the charm.
Get over it.
Natural lake.
Makes your feet
Yeah,
grow.
Natural lake in New England.
Don't have a boat on the lake,
Its own
because that's covered too.
poop.
Mm.
What?
No, I only have a gate guard there Friday afternoon, Saturday and Sunday. So the geese, have free reign to poop wherever they want, Monday through Thursday, honestly.
It's life.
Can't really do anything about that until we.
Town crew, is
That's
that
the problem all over the lake.
They run a rake through there every now and then?
So we throw grain to the left and the right of the
Once
beach.
a week or?
No, as
Run a Wastings property, maybe?
No,
Then you get in trouble if you throw bread out there. They get cranky. Ducks.
all right.
So propane,
I had Kip, if you don't mind, I had a question. Tom had mentioned this before. The turf maintenance went up
Yeah.
considerably, but that is something we cannot control, right?
Well,
Oh, we went out to
Yeah.
bid and found a company that gave us the best.
Okay.
That was Oak Hills, I believe,
Oak Hill, yeah.
for maintenance.
I have to say that that lower field was decimated and now it's absolutely gorgeous. It has, since the time I've been doing Beach and Rec, it has never looked better.
It's,
And
And I see we received an email from,
what is that?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, he was on the wrong thing.
Received an email about using that field for soccer already this year. I think Pat sent me an email.
yeah, we got $2,000 last year in
Just
revenue
today, so.
from rental,
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Grant for the income
Yeah, for sure.
according to,
against the 10.
for the town. It's under miscellaneous revenue from other sources for the use of the field. Just a good deal. Where's so when you do field trips, whatever, you take people, oh, that's senior center.
The senior center.
Okay, so that's totally different if you do anything than this. So this one was, the only thing I put a question about, there was a big not a big markup, but it was the same across the board for concerts. We asked last year. Same thing. Do you know what actuals are for this past year?
Actual,
Actual
Concerts.
funds spent. 21-22 was 4,913 for concerts. And then you requested and got 8,000 last year. I'm just wondering if actuals, what was spent?
so I requested 8,000 for this current fiscal year,
Correct.
right?
And last year as well.
And last year as well. And last year we approved. But I just wanted to beg the question, did you spend that much on
Oh,
concerts?
yeah, sure. Yes, yeah. I'm a
Some-
little bit of a music snob, so
I'm with you. I've been to 3 of them, so it was good.
yeah, if you want to have, a good band, you need to, like everything else, I mean, everything's gone up, like,
Yeah, they're popular.
You know what the attendance numbers are for concerts, average?
I would say at least 250 at each one. That would be my guesstimate. I haven't counted heads, some a little more than that.
So it's the ones that are more expensive, you charge an admission fee. I went to one, it was like $25 a head.
I don't know if it was 25, but that might have been a collaborative contract that I was doing with Warren
Okay,
that did not involve town funds. And we are not doing that this year.
Okay.
We're strictly just using our own monies, and they will be free of charge to the public.
sweet.
But there was a couple.
There were a couple,
that-
like I think it was the Tom Petty band.
Yep.
It might have been, I think we might have charged $15 a person through Eventbrite because he wanted $4,500 for the band plus the sound guy, which is almost $1,000.
It's happy.
And that really wasn't something that we could support, out of our budget. So we went that route and covered our costs and then did a couple other shows like that too. But I just decided this year, I just want to keep everything in my own backyard and manage my own money and keep it tight. So that's how we decided to approach this year. I have 8 concerts scheduled coming up for the summer.
Right. That was what, and is that at the town green as well as the beach?
Yep. Yeah.
Is it a 50-50 split? Just curious.
It's not a 50-50 split because my feedback that I'm getting is the green is not really a preferred spot for a concert.
Yeah.
I enjoy having them there, but I can see what the point is. There's just so much traffic and noise around and people worry about their kids running out into the street and
Parking.
a little bit of a safety issue. But I do like it there, so I have a couple still there, but the majority of them are at the beach.
Gotcha. I just wanted to touch on the maintenance part a little bit. So like there's some new stuff here. Weed removal from the town, from the lake area. Is there anything in here like the kitchen upgrades? What's that?
Let me see. So the weed removal, we have done that in the past. On several occurrences where it's hydro raked, where that section in front of the town beach, kind of like a swim area, is hydro raked.
Mhm.
And we haven't really found to have great success with that method of weed removal. So Tom, you can attest to that, right? There's another option that we're looking into that's a little more expensive.
Yeah, this company Kathy Hill, from Lake Protective recommended, they go into it like a suction harvesting, but they actually suck out the muck.
Mhm.
The hydro raking took the muck out as well, but it didn't seem to be as effective as it. Look into the suction. Sucked up into a big bag on shore, dewaters.
Seen that.
Over a period of time, that material can get sold all the way. That's
I'm
why,
taking a much bigger percentage of.
yeah,
That's
definitely.
want to get rid of.
How much is that?
He's still working on
5,000.
the area that we looked at.
So is it, it's not considered dredging, but, because that'd be nice to do where someday we could thin out the muck by where we want a boat launch with docks. Sweet.
And then the power washing.
Yeah, just, maintenance of the, so. It's, there's molds, a lot of molds.
Kristen, who do you have do that for you?
Whoever I get the best price from.
Okay. Yeah. The one guy we were using quit.
The last time we had it done was with, EK Painting. I think he did some work for the town hall too, didn't he, Tom? Yeah. His name is Evan something. Does a great job.
I might be totally confused here. But I thought 1 or 2 years ago, it was said that because it was going to be so expensive to maintain the property, didn't we buy some equipment for the highway department so they could do the maintenance? And then that was going to bring down the price, or am I?
Field
Am I
maintenance.
So that's the lawn cutting.
Yeah. The field maintenance.
So there's two different things, right? There's the cutting of the grass. And then there's the turf maintenance, which is really not cutting, it's really maintaining proper.
Okay, so that's a whole different thing, maintaining that, okay.
Yep.
And then the summer salaries
Yeah,
have gone up, so what is it an hour? What are they getting paid an hour now?
Tom, do we put in a 3% for them or 2.5?
I think it was 2.5% increase.
Yeah.
it's like a 2% here.
Why?
Try to get summer help.
But they're not union, so they don't have to go up 2%, right? They have to be minimum wage.
They don't have to be, but when you try to
Can't
get
get any
summer-
help. People are paid to stay home.
Do we know what an hour?
It was $15 an hour initially, and now with this point, whatever it is, 2%, whatever that increase is.
16.
I can't manage, as you know, I can't manage the salary line item, so I don't know specifics, but I'm happy that they are going to be getting at least a 2% increase.
So
'Cause
who does the salary? Does the selectman do the salary?
Yes,
You do the hiring as well?
we work with Kristen on the hiring.
We got 30 cents an hour more. Okay.
Sweet.
And then I just, the concerts are here. I just want to look at this. So these are the various different programs that you run.
Right. Under programming, right? Is that what
Yep.
we're-
Yep.
Yeah.
The
So-
aerobics.
The last 3 years, and I know there was a pandemic and everything, you never reached the $9,000. What happened in this last year? Did you did you make enough money to cover your $9,000 of programming?
I definitely didn't, make $9,000. No.
Hmm.
You charge, do you charge a little bit for the?
I do
class?
charge a little bit for some of the programming, but not for all the programming. Like, for example, like the Easter egg hunt, I'm not gonna charge, kids to pick up Easter eggs, or I may ask for a donation if there isn't a fee, and I turn that donation money back over to the town. Where appropriate, I will charge a fee. Obviously for step aerobic, there is a fee involved. For a yoga program, there's a fee involved. well, not every program that we offer, requires a fee, like a Halloween program. There is quite an expense to run a Halloween program, but I'm certainly not going to charge people for an event such as that. So it's difficult to recoup the $9,000. Which quite frankly, I don't know that, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a lot.
Yeah,
Well, then it's not a town service, it's a pay for service.
Yeah.
Um,
so we're just, Tracy and I are looking at the
I don't know if that is.
funds coming in, revenues from other sources.
Yeah, so I can highlight that a little bit if you like.
To,
So year to date with pavilion rental, lakeside lodge rental and field rental, we're at $1,800 at this point in the season. And last year we were at $2,575 for the year. So year to date for parking permits, we're at $1,870. And last year in total, we were at $5,375.
okay.
Like I said earlier, I do expect to increase because of our addition of selling day permits at the gate.
Well, no one's buying permits really right now.
No, but beginning, Memorial Day, yeah.
so you rent, so the cabin rental for parties and stuff, what's that fee?
That is combined with a field rental fee.
Yeah,
So far this year it's at $1,800, but last year it was $2,575 for the whole year. The whole summer, I guess, because I'm straddling 2 fiscal years, so it's a little challenging.
Right.
and then you got a small fee for the kayak storage and,
The kayak storage is a fundraiser for the commission.
oh, is it?
Yeah, they funded the building of those
Mhm.
storage units. And then program revenue so far this year is $2,300.
So if we look at,
That's moving forward. That's guesstimated next year.
right, so guesstimated revenue was about 12.5.
I think that last year at my presentation, I think it might have been Tracy who asked me if I could maybe meet a 60-40 on the programming. So that's kind of been in my back of my mind rather than a 100-100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's my goal. 60-40.
I mean, there's definitely things that I know they pay for and things that you do, like the library does. Like
Sure.
the Easter egg hunt and stuff or kid stuff that,
Yeah, yeah.
if somebody does a program like, the karate comes to mind always.
Do we think the permits pay for the salary of looking at that map, do the permits for the beach pay for the salary of?
About $1,200 off.
Pretty close, right? That's a good
It's
watch.
Close.
Pretty close.
Right.
But I just
But
want to.
it
I
doesn't.
just want to mention that that's not that's not the purpose of having
It
the.
helps with.
Mentally, it sounds good though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right, right. And on the back end, it sounds, yeah,
It does.
it helps here.
yeah, I get it. I get it. I get worried if it becomes an expectation. That's what makes me nervous, but
It seems to be.
Membership.
Well, we could have
Well,
no,
it seems to be that it's balancing out.
Right.
From when we first started, 3-4 years ago now.
Oh.
It seems to be that it's balancing so that it's paying for itself or close.
Right.
I mean, I think from finance standpoint, you don't want to be salaries 15,000, income 100. Then you go, wait a minute,
I get it, but it is an ordinance, don't forget too.
right, you have
but
to,
it's unfunded ordinance.
what?
It's unfunded. So it was like, we have to have gate cards at the town beach, but there was no specifications as to stuff. It's a moot point. They're
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
a wash. But,
Okay,
whack.
is there anything else you'd like to highlight?
No.
As far, like we asked, Elena, you do fundraising as well? You do,
Yeah, the commission does a lot of fundraising. We just had a fundraiser over the weekend, actually. We had another one last month as well. That was, they're not prolific, but they bring in at least $1,000, which is really nice.
right,
And then I too applied for a grant that Rick brought to my attention, the Northwest Community Banking something. But anyway, oh no, that's for the senior center. I'm sorry. That was, I get my budgets mixed up. But anyway, yeah, so we are doing fundraising and the commission is very supportive of, making improvements at the beach. For some of the fundraising, we purchased some new picnic tables in front of the pavilion that are foldable, much more easier to move around and navigate. We also made improvements to the shed that's up on the field for the sports teams to use. We completely refurbished that. So yeah, they definitely give back. in a
Went to
lot of ways.
Bunko Night last weekend. Yeah, for their fundraiser.
And
It's fun. It was enjoyable. It was new. I probably will never do it again, but
okay,
that was cool.
Well, you could check it off your bucket list.
Done.
bucket list
Cool.
Is
accomplishment.
there, I didn't see a line item here, but is there stuff, security, there it is. So are we upgrading the security? I know it's something we talked about last year.
Yeah, I would, I would like to install I mean, there is a security system down there, yeah, yeah. So I think I would just say, I would love to update the security down there. But there is no Wi-Fi, so it becomes, a very big monetary issue, trying to get all that done, but yeah, I would love to upgrade security down there.
There's not, you
No
can't get
Wi-Fi?
any cell service at all.
I can make a phone call, but I couldn't search the internet or anything, yeah.
Can you boost it down there?
Boost.
Boost.
Starlink on the building.
No. not
Okay.
Starlink. Boost.
Next.
Now I'm gonna go run over. to-
Seniors.
So many.
The end.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, same sort of drill. Did you want to highlight anything in particular?
Budget open, 1 second, please.
Yeah,
It's pretty.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Let me know what you need me to touch on. I'm happy to do that.
Heat.
If there's anything at all.
Is electricity.
Try to keep it as, as tight as I
Programs.
could.
Fine.
services went up a little bit.
They're up across the board.
Yeah. Electric's up a little bit.
Board. Heat is.
What kind of heat is down there? Is it
Oil,
oil?
yeah.
Is that something that the town? They pay, do you guys pay for your own? Is that part of the town or for the heating oil? Is that
Yeah, it's part of the town.
right? So that's just the allocated.
Yeah, we figured out how many gallons they use on
Okay,
average.
Where Hunter was talking about
Consolidating them.
Yeah, yeah.
consolidating
Package.
right, consolidating.
Yep.
All that. We don't really have control over that. It is kind of what it is.
So you save money on snow removal this year, I hope,
Certainly.
right?
I mean, I think one day when it was a little icy, he probably ran there as fast as he possibly could to throw,
Unfortunately, we
Okay.
have to predict next winter.
yes.
yeah,
He was there when it started.
for sure, for sure.
You guys, I'm sorry, can I go?
Go ahead.
Is internet cable television went from 1320 to 2040. Actual for 21-22 was 1340. That's why I'm kind of like, I wish I had the actuals from. I do have the actuals.
You have the actual from a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
And that's actually just Wi-Fi service. That's not
App.
even cable TV anymore.
that's just internet.
We disconnected the cable service. I use primarily, platforms, Netflix or whatever,
Fire
my own
sticks.
personal HBO, my own to watch things. We don't have cable TV down there anymore.
So that's just for internet and phone?
Internet.
2040 is just internet. And the residents pay for their own
Town?
cable, I assume.
Now, that's Cablevision. I'm hoping, I don't know if you saw the post about Frontier running their fiber down.
Sorry.
We're hoping they'll help some of like the transfer station. Oh, hit the handicap button.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's broken.
Going up the
Sorry.
steps, sorry.
So we're hoping we get some better rates, with low competition with Altice and Frontier, both running fiber in town, so. It's tough when like the transfer station, the highway department, the senior center, they don't benefit from the internet we have here at the town hall in our house. So,
So you anticipate a 1320 to 2040 increase on that line, Kristen? Senior center internet cable, 5210. It just shows,
Where am I now? Let me just.
yeah, it's proposed at 1320. for last year, 22, 23. And then department request is 2040. That's why I just didn't understand why it was
So
a,
at this point in the year, according to my statement of expenditures, I'm at 70%. I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry. I'm at 94%
well,
at this point in the year.
how many, what were you, 3 months?
Yeah, so right now she's paying 169.
May, June, 3.
Okay,
So you said 169 a month?
She's
Rick?
paying 169.99 a month.
so an extra $540 on 1320.
What do you pay?
70.
You actually get service or you just?
Yeah, 200.
It'll be close to $2,000.
It's for a business.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, it's a little different.
yeah. I'm out of.
And that's where-
Cool. I just want to make sure it was.
And because I'm not bundling phone and cable, I'm not eligible to any of those, bundle prices,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of,
That's all I got.
Phil, any questions, comments?
No,
No questions on my single assistant at 14 hours a week,
No.
running 2 departments? No?
Oh,
No,
Okay, that's great.
took on 2 departments, how many years ago?
6?
Yeah, we get it.
Wow.
I don't remember. We don't forget.
All right, good. Well, thank you for not forgetting.
poor guy raised. 4 years.
Oh, she needs help. That's the point.
But is there?
That's our way of saying it, yeah.
Oh, no,
So
no.
how many does this, so this employee is only senior center though, right? Or is it,
Well-
oh,
This is 15 hours.
From the senior center, but I run 2 departments, so of course my assistant needs to assist.
how many hours is this? It's like what?
15 a week.
Is it 15 hours a week?
I will be getting 15 hours, right? I'm hoping to be getting 15 hours July 1. Right now, I'm 14 hours.
That's kind of is a little measly, I'm just saying. 2 departments and 1 assistant at 15 hours a week. Just putting that out, like actually.
I have personal experience on the 15 hours a week. It's a hard job to do.
Depending on who your boss is, I guess, it could be harder or easier. I don't know. But yeah. There's a lot to do, that's for sure.
Okay,
We're good?
thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for your time.
Take care.
You too.
Trivia night. Trivia.
I know, I think it's played out though.
Oh, no.
No?
Summer.
All right. I'll bring it back to the commission.
Speak it up. Does South Farms charge you for the use of the building at all?
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah.
Because I actually, I mean, they're not charging you what they normally charge, obviously.
That's correct.
That would crush us. But
I shouldn't say that they're charging me a cleaning fee. That's what they're charging.
that's, yeah. So, but that's the thing. That's another thing. South Farms donated to the Beach and Rec, which saved town money and helped or raise money, which, I mean, there's so much volunteers and crap going on that I don't think every townspeople really knows, but.
Yep.
Right?
Well, I think you should make,
Nobody knows what Phil does behind the scenes.
there is a lot of volunteers.
On that website.
Basically,
It doesn't have to be just a Facebook update. Just that.
and there is, you're right. There's a lot of people that volunteer their time on different things. And it's,
Grants.
and I don't think people even know. I agree. And when you update that
Yeah, we're good.
website,
Thank you. Are
Appreciate
you,
it.
you.
just final question, are you doing another car show?
Oh, you gotta hit the handicap button. She's leaving.
She's gone.
she's running,
Carrie, you still with us?
running out the door.
Yes,
Okay, I didn't see your face up there. I want to make sure.
Hunter, when you do that website,
Judy?
when you do that website, I think you should point out and spotlight the volunteers
Cool.
for both rec and library.
Yep.
It'd be great.
So do we want to start filling in some of these?
You can if you'd like, or do it. What else do we have on?
So that was it, other than if you guys wanted to talk a little bit.
No, I thought there was other things on the agenda.
Nope, I wanted to run to by the capital non-reoccurring.
Sure.
I actually want to, yeah, I'd love to chew through that with you.
Okay.
So I believe on the first page, it was a $400,000 capital non-reoccurring. Line item.
Yeah, a little small.
And this one is 614, so
Okay, that's a little pricey. So how did,
but some of it's in. So we have 300 and some odd thousand in our current capital
Unassigned,
unassigned.
350.
but if
Do you know what that
we,
is off top of your head, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually have the page. If you go to the capital page, the CNR, it's right next, it's the actually right to the left of the one page you're on right
to see
now.
that print, there you
So
go.
that right there would show you how it breaks out. On the top,
So,
So the beginning fund is 326. 327.
so do we want to spend it all?
Kip, as much as I like seeing Rick's face, can you blow up that sheet?
Or maybe,
I
yeah, just
can't.
that sheet. Can't you
No,
make that
top
Yeah, I can
bigger?
make this.
Top
bigger.
left corner?
Top left corner. There
There?
you go.
Oh, thank you.
Ah, thank you.
Much better. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Can you blow it down a little bit so we can just sort of, there.
You're good at that.
It's like he almost does this. Wow. So. Anywho. So. Hunter, there's your capital.
Uh-huh.
What's with the multi-use mower? Tank System, highway. Highway.
So with your proposals, we're looking at, with your board's proposals, we have 112,107 in excess. Is that what we're saying?
We would,
yes.
We would, correct. Which is a good problem to have.
kind of low, isn't it?
No, I know, I just want to,
We
I
never
mean-
really had any excess before.
that's what.
Yeah, we had a lot of
I'm like-
excess before.
Like that, it's not making sense to me, because that ending
Actually-
fund balance is usually not a positive.
Well, it hadn't been a positive for a long time. There
Right.
was a point when that ending fund balance was rather healthy, but it ran into a few snags along the way. I
Backhoe,
think
not a fund
Scott could
balance,
probably, or
capital.
not, capital non-recurring balance, my bad. Scott, if he was here, when Scott comes back, he's probably pretty aware of the history of capital and the
so
capital balance.
look at backhoe replacement, HW. Did we just not buy a backhoe?
No,
What did we buy?
Truck.
we bought a excavator,
Excavator. I thought it was.
Well, we
backhoe.
bought a truck before then. No, it was an excavator.
mini
Oh.
X.
Okay,
ARPA bought an excavator.
An excavator pushes stuff, backhoe scoops it, right?
No, the excavator
We
is
can do both.
kind of a different animal, gets more places, has different heads on the end of the arm for different uses. But does very well with the drainage work.
and it's 60,000 total. We'll put away
We are,
proposal for 30,000.
current balance is 60,000. If you went to the other page, you'd see how this goes out over 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And because by the time you end up buying the backhoe,
It's more than what it is today.
you know, you're chasing the cost.
Okay.
So we started preparing for that cost, that expense.
Okay,
The generator is in there for Eldridge, right? Yep. And then at the school? Did we not need a new generator at the?
That's already done.
That's paid. I'm sorry, my eyesight's not.
yeah, it's,
Can't really blow it up anymore.
you can, there you go.
We want to go over, look at year over year.
No,
If you go to the far left corner, what's the total for expenditures to the town over
down.
the 10-year period that they're looking at? Or,
It's not really. it's not
3
really
million,
carried-
give or take.
Carried, it's not really carried through all the way.
Well, if you add up those expenditures across the bottom.
so the board doesn't see any surprises in there? That's actually everything you think the town needs to be?
Which board are
aggressive
you
and-
talking to? Are you talking to us or them?
No, the equipment committee?
Well, it's capital committee, it's department heads, Kyle from highway, Rick from treasurer, Rob Ebner from the fire company, myself. And I came down with this list and tried to think of, there's
$3 million.
There's things on the list, if you go all the way to the left, you'll see that are not funded, but we put them on there because by having them on our capital plan, it opens it up to other funding. So there are things there that we just are there for that purpose.
So if it's on the plan, then legally we could allocate monies toward it.
Depending on the type of funding we find, certain grants.
You spending more capital?
No, I'm
No.
just saying
If it's on the list, and he's got a grant
he can put it toward it.
or toward.
Some grants require that you have it as part of your capital plan. That's why we do it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay. I looked,
It's cold in here.
freezing in here.
Wear a sweatshirt.
Board of Finance doesn't pay for
Jacket.
oil or something.
Right.
The heating,
Okay, what else do you want to look at? Because I'm really cold.
That's appropriate. I like,
so the proposal here is to take the fund, the balance. Current balance. The
Add
proposed,
400,
add 400,
take away 600,
take away,
proposed fund withdrawals,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
take away.
so the ending balance is 112.
Mhm.
That would cover the East Shore Road mill and pave. And I don't know if while you're at it, we received, you want me to go ahead?
Sure.
Yeah, we received the bids for East Shore Road mill and pave. Came in, I think we opened them on Thursday. We had 5 bids. The low bidder was S&S Asphalt Paving Incorporated. We've done some work with them before. They are a good qualified contractor. They're a low bid at $663,309.30. That is soup to nuts. That would cover the entire length of East Shore Road. Also involving some curbing that's needed and some driveway aprons. So the Board of Selectmen recommend this to the Board of Finance to move forward with hopefully sooner than later, because we want to lock in the contract. We do have a $500,000 steep grant that I applied for and received from the state of Connecticut to help cover some of the costs of this project. But basically, we're kind of looking at the 100. Basically, it's 170,000, 166,309.30 to cover what the steep grant doesn't cover. So we bring that, if you make the recommendation, we bring that to a town meeting and have the town vote on the project.
And that's money that we have already sort of put aside.
Well, it's money that we have in unassigned and capital non-recurring.
Right.
Right, we haven't funded it.
No, but we've been putting some money,
No,
no?
there's money that we put into capital
Right.
that is unassigned, but not that particular project. It's not a committed to.
That's what we committed to 2 weeks ago, I think. We going from putting in, is that, Rick, that's what we committed last, remember, we did a motion to put CNR leftover into CNR
Unassigned.
unassigned.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, so what we did is we closed out the current completed projects and moved that money into move that into the unassigned bucket to get it to 326. You also, I mean, we did put $200,000 into unassigned last year in case like a project like this came up to actually use the money.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even though we didn't call it this project, because we didn't know we had the $500,000 state grant. I mean, that's really, that's really what the money was for. Not for this one project, though.
And did you find out from the culvert, because that needs to happen first, right?
Culvert is not cut, we couldn't get the grant from the local bridge program. So we're moving forward with a bid to do it without the local bridge. Hopefully, probably with the money that would be put in there in July, if you keep this capital list, extra 50,000, we're hoping that we could get it done for that much money.
So 50,000.
The 50,000 plus whatever the balance is, which is 100, what's it now, Rick? It's 160 or so.
Yes, it's 160 something and change.
Yeah.
So the $210,000 would be able to finish that portion before we do the paving.
Correct. We do the culvert hopefully in the spring and then paving in September.
So the 50,000 is part of the 400?
Well, part of that capital list.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but part of this.
No,
That's just funding that, the capital non-recurring, the 50 is part of the current
Right.
proposed. Yeah, you're 160.
400 is suggested. but-
Right, for all
Yeah, it
the
was-
projects, but it's in,
Right.
it's not additional
So the fire pond dredging,
right here.
do we do that year after year? After
Every year.
After year?
Every
So should that not be should that be a recurring expense versus a?
It has,
Probably,
it has been.
probably come off capital.
Yeah,
It
'cause
has been a recurring expense in our capital budget and we plan to keep it in there probably at least for now, a $15,000 level, just because of the costs have gone up. You can't get the same amount of work for 10,000 that we were. So we're seeing the average of a higher price. So we figured 15,000 a year.
So are they just scooping it with a backhoe, just go in there and clean out the edges? Like I saw what they did down by Eldridge, did a great job.
They're dewatering and scooping all the mud out.
Okay.
And fixing the hydrants, replacing hydrants.
So it's not just a backhoe.
No, it's a lot of work.
Okay.
A lot of work.
But you're thinking that because it's a reoccurring expense, it should be in budget out of capital.
Kinda.
Yeah, I think you're right. Something we should look at.
One thing that's nice about capital is it stays there. So say you have a bad year and you cannot do the work,
Then we can use it.
you can do it the next year and get hopefully two done or a larger pond done instead of a smaller pond.
Or reassign it. Okay, yeah.
All right, so we want to make a motion on
Well-
What? Are we making a motion?
Yeah,
the send. So is this the,
no, it's the library.
oh,
There's Cardinal.
Are you sending, I mean, do we have? I don't know what you're doing.
well, so we have a proposal.
What proposal?
Tom has got bids to do East Shore Road paving, milling and paving, right?
Yes.
Was this
And-
guy asking questions about this last time? Did we get that back?
Well, this is just the Cardinal.
They recommended the low bidder, SNS paving at 663. I believe it was changed.
Sorry?
I don't, I'm not sure. I think
What's
there
the
was some
question?
questions and I'm trying to think back of what, Scott's not here, unfortunately.
So I mean, if you look at the, this line item here. Where was it? We're getting $500,000 from the state. And it's really gonna cost us
But
160.
you're saying to go to town, this is for town meeting.
Correct.
Yep.
So the Board of Finance needs to approve.
So
The proposal
Proposal.
for East Shore Road milling and paving. And what, is that it?
but capital,
Cost of.
okay, but it's in capital. So I'm confused, Gil.
To make a motion
Town
to take
meeting.
$170,000 out of capital and recurring on a sign and apply it towards the milling and paving project. In
Yeah.
addition with the $500,000 steep grant. To approve the project.
And the selectmen and
That makes sense.
everybody's on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Okay.
Because if we
I'd
don't lock
like to
in,
have more time to look at it, but.
if we don't lock in, we lose the contract and we'll go out and rebid at a higher price.
I think we oughta. Are you gonna make the motion there,
What's the total?
young lady? Huh?
I'd like.
I
to
think
make that-
Hunter did.
I did not, I was reading it off because I'm taking meeting minutes.
Oh,
I just
like
wanna make
we're
sure-
Making the motion.
No, just making sure I get the wording right.
What's your wording there?
The wording is proposal for cost of, or accept proposal for cost of East Shore Road milling and paving of $170,000 from CNR to augment the $500,000 already received in a steep grant.
To go to town.
Recommend
To
to town.
recommend for town vote. Sound good to you?
To lock in the contract.
Correct.
Does anybody want to make that motion?
Discussions, anyone?
Yeah,
I'll
can
make
I,
that motion.
I just want to say something because I don't know if I should say I'm confused or overwhelmed or what, but just the few years that I've been on this board and the paperwork that I received from Connie Trolley and Larry Sweeney goes on about a lot of projects of roads. And there was, the town spent $10,000 or $12,000. Do any of you old timers remember this, to go over looking at all our roads to see how much it would cost?
Yeah,
And
they did a big study, Carrie. There's a
Yeah.
study that's what
So-
Scott was asking about, the study.
okay, so I got that study and I looked at it a while ago. And now all these things are coming up. And then we have to quickly get a grant. Looking Glass Hill keeps on coming up. And I've only lived here, I've lived here less than 10 years. And the road has already been redone. And then some chip seal was put on, and then some minor repairs were done, and now there's holes again on the side. So we just repaved, and now we want to do again. I think there's a lot of things going on here that I don't want to just say, okay, let's just take the $500,000. So
Well, let me see if I can explain. So we're talking about East Shore Road only. The town has applied for a grant to mill and pave East Shore Road. The estimate that we have is about $670,000. We got a little bit less on this bid here. So we're only talking about one road right now that we've been talking about in this meeting, meeting after meeting. And Tom has gotten proposals.
Bids.
What?
Bids.
Bids, sorry, the bids. And recommended that we go with the lowest bid for this one project that we all know that needs to happen. And it's only for East Shore Road. So we're not talking about Looking Glass Hill right now. We're not talking about other projects. We're just talking about this one project.
Hey, Carrie,
Does that help, Carrie?
no, what you just said, I understand. I'm just telling you from my side, this is quickly, let's do this. And just looking over my notes over the last few years, yeah, these things have been talked about, but and as a person that knows nothing about repairing roads, I can't say if this is good or bad. Obviously, the people that redid Looking Glass Hill, the whole thing has fallen apart. So I can't really say in good conscience, let's take $500,000 of the taxpayers' money.
It's not $500,000.
I know it's 100 and something. I understand.
No, Carrie, is this, so Looking Glass Hill, just to clarify, I think Looking Glass Hill is to put in culverts and drainage as well, correct? Are we not doing drainage on Looking Glass in the future?
Yep, in the future, yeah.
So, and that may mitigate it falling apart and crapping out so fast.
Very little drainage.
And that is on capital, but it's not proposed for this year. There's 225 for the next 2 fiscal years allocated toward it. So it's not a decision for Looking Glass we're making this year. It's a decision that we're just making a decision on East Shore.
Yes, I understand. I was using Looking Glass because I know it. And I've watched it. And that's the only thing that I can look at and say, oh yeah, this is how this was done. I can't, East Shore Road. I know there's problems, but I'm not personally involved in it. So I just gave you that as an example. Yeah,
Well, if you want my 2 cents, it's been looked at, it's been put aside for a number of years. It's got to be done. Looking Glass will get its turn again. But we're going to improve the drainage on that, and that's not going to be easy up there. There's a lot of work. And we may even have to get into some discussions with property owners. I don't know, but we could. So therefore, I'm completely in favor of getting East Shore done for once and for all, and then we can forget it. And then move on to other roads according to their needs.
Just scroll down from that to the bottom. Thank you.
So I'm gonna make the motion for this. You guys choose however you want, but I'll make I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the proposal to accept for East Shore, the cost of East Shore Road millings and paving,
Let's reclaim. and pave.
reclaim and paving. Thank you. Reclaim and paving to the tune of $170,000 out of capital non-recurring to augment the $500,000 steep grant already received and recommend for a town vote to lock in the contract that we already have.
That's it. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No,
Did you both?
I did not vote yet.
Okay.
Carrie?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to say I'm going to trust Phil. And I'll come after you, Phil, if
You know where I live.
I do. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yes.
I'll vote yes.
Tracy?
I was no. I want to get my head more around capital.
See, that's what I wanted to say, and I wasn't courageous enough. Oy
That's okay.
vey.
Motion passed. Got it.
Okay.
You want quick updates on the other
Sure.
things?
You need this? Or do you want me to?
I have what I have.
All I got for the board after East Shore Road is we did put the old highway truck 2001 International up for sale. I try to advertise as much as possible. We're taking bids. And the bids are due March 30th at 3 o'clock.
Is there a blue book?
I
Value?
don't have the blue book value because it comes with so many different options that each department throws on there.
Hmm.
Old file and all that stuff.
Have a guesstimate how much it's worth?
15.
1,000?
Yeah.
Not 100.
And another thing, I think I did mention to you all about the interlocal agreement for the animal control officer that we're working on for Arlington. So in the meantime, because that agreement, the interlocal wouldn't go into effect until July 1st, we have a temporary MOU with Harwinton to start tomorrow, I believe, because I think Harwinton Board of Selectmen is voting on this tonight, to have a shared animal control program between that from now until June 30th to cover us until the new agreement kicks in, hopefully. And we already have money in the budget for it, so we're in good shape.
What's the date on to cover until?
June 30th. Yeah,
Cool.
So will that be?
so
posted?
ICO will be taken care of.
Nice.
So is that, do we have a number to be called, or we gonna post that on town website?
Yeah, well, once we have the agreement all in place, we'll get their information posted on the town Facebook page and website. Yeah, get the word out.
So this will be sort of a trial for Harrington.
Yeah, it's just to get us until July 1st. I don't know if you all remember, back in 2005, we were spending about $23,000 on animal control, and now this is looking like 13,600, so it's not a bad.
What else do we have? I'm leaving,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna,
totally out of here.
everyone's freezing here.
It's a good way to move me along.
Right.
Yeah, let's be done. We're
I
not
did
doing
have-
reports?
I did have monthly reports. Everyone got them?
We can look at them. You know.
Okay, well, we'll be here next week. Want to put it back on the agenda?
Yes, please.
Do we want to make a motion to approve the minutes from last week?
Excellent minutes.
Excellent minutes.
Yeah, thanks.
If I could make a motion, I would.
Anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from
Only Hunter and I can't do
27?
it.
28,
Yeah, what am I saying? 228.
228?
I'd have to pretend I read them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from 228.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
I,
Aye. New business, I think we covered that, unless there's anything else. Public comment? We have
No
any-
public to be commenting.
There were 5 people.
Vinny, do you have?
Oh,
Vinny
there
left.
is.
I think Rick is.
No, there's 3 people. It's Rick, us and Gary.
And
The
Vinny-
public is left.
Vinny has left, so. I make a motion to adjourn at 8:37 PM.
Second.
2037?
Yes,
Got it.
Second the motion.
all those in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good night.
I.
Suggestion. I have many suggestions.
Yeah, you do. It must have